A new report from the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity says that state-organized hacking is going to get worse over the next 2 years. Ransomware is when a hacker steals or blocks crucial information and then demands a payment from its target. It is the most disruptive type of cybercrime in Canada, and the report says Russia and Iran are planning to use ransomware to target our critical infrastructure and disrupt our economy. So that's what the report says. Here to break it down for us, we're joined this morning from Vancouver by Robert Falzon. He's the head of engineering at Checkpoint Software Technologies. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So the report lays it out pretty clearly what the threats are. Why are these kinds of cyber attacks on the rise?
Honestly, the biggest reason that we've come across is that it's huge business. As you mentioned, these are fairly significant attacks. They can cause a great deal of damage to its infrastructure and so forth, but they're also huge business. The average attack costs a business in Canada around $7 million to mitigate, and that's just in some sectors, and others it's as high as $12 million per. So you can see that that's a big deal. Secondly, the other major reason is it's very easy to do. These new technologies have supercharged the ability for even less than skilled hackers to create code using tools like ChatGPT and so forth to develop it for them. So it's really broadened the number of potential cyber criminals we've seen online as well.
The report was called the Baseline Cyber Threat Assessment in Cybercrime, and Statistics Canada found there were 235 ransomware attacks in 2021. It also points out that this crime is underreported. The CCCS found that targeted groups sometimes don't report the ransomware attacks, and they just go ahead and pay the ransom. But what happens when you pay the ransom?
Well, a number of things can happen. They don't always get their money, money's worth, if you will, because not every single time do we see those ransoms actually reversed and have their data decrypted. The second problem that really occurs there is that, these types of attacks also include something like multiple extortion vectors. So when these attacks are actually taking place and they're encrypting the data for that user, what's also happening often is they're exfiltrating or they're downloading that data at the same time, and they're using that data to once again sell that company's data to another actor, or they might even be using it to extort them later on with that data or contact their partners or other businesses related to them, and then in turn also try to ransom them as well for the same data.
And I'm assuming companies don't report it because it can be seen as a public relations nightmare for them, really. Their customers or clients could feel unsafe.
Yeah, like if it's a business, like we've seen some high-profile businesses in Canada over the last little while suffer some significant outages, it causes a great deal of damage to their brand and also to the trust of their users. And depending on the type of business you're in, a lot of consumers are somewhat fickle. They'll say, boy, that I was not able to download the application I was looking for. I couldn't shop the way I wanted to at that store because of this problem. I'll probably just go somewhere else. So it does have a significant impact.
Listen, this report from the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity lays out some really critical information. Hackers are going to target institutions in education, energy, utilities, and healthcare in order to hurt the economy. And we've seen these attacks really hit infrastructure in our country. I'm thinking about a Newfoundland and Labrador healthcare system back in 2021. How vulnerable are we, all businesses, to this kinds of attack?
It is a significant concern. I think businesses, infrastructure in general, are doing more. They're becoming more aware. It's important for us, I think, to partner with agencies in government, for example, to help really improve both the messaging and the education around what these threats are and how serious they are. A lot is being done. Our companies actually partnered with the White House to work on a national workforce education strategy in the U.S., make cybersecurity more accessible, reduce the cost of training for it. The more people that know about these problems, the better off we're going to be in the long run, and the better we'll be able to defend ourselves, I think.
And the money that we'll save, because that one that we were talking about with the healthcare system, Newfoundland Labrador, cost the system $16 million. What do institutions need to do to get better at protecting themselves if we know that these attacks are going to increase?
Well, they have to take a better approach to cybersecurity and get serious about it. They have to have the proper budgets associated with it. We have to start looking and using the same technologies hackers are using against us, using these technologies for the good, right? Artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies have come a great way in the last little while. They are going to, I think, help us really to help to automate some of the protections and things that we need to have to improve our overall security posture. We also have to do a better job of adopting strategies like zero trust and so forth to improve our overall posture of readiness for these types of attacks in the first place.
Robert Falzon, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.